So I have been wearing this Vampy dark purpley lip for I think my past 2 videos, and I've gotten a couple of requests to do a tutorial for it. So I'm going to show you how I created this simple, easy look. The Burberry Fresh Glow base, I think it's, yes, Fresh Glow Luminous Fluid Base in number 1 Nude Radiance. And it is in this pretty gold packaging. It came out with their winter collection. And I just dabbed this in areas where I really wanted to highlight the skin. This is a very simple look, but the lips are the main focus, so I wanted to keep the skin looking very dewy, fresh, nice. So I used that. For foundation, I used the Chanel Perfection Lumiere Velvet, and this is in the shade 40 Beige, and I just applied a really light layer. I find that this foundation wears better throughout the day as it starts to settle into the skin, but I absolutely love it, and it's great to just even everything out. It's not like their Vita Lumiere Aqua. That one's a little bit more dewy. This one, I'd say it's geared more towards oily skin, but I have oily combo. I'm very normal-ish around my cheeks, but my forehead tends to get oily, but it still stays put. It looks very nice and does the job. For concealer, I always use my Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, and this is in the shade Ginger. I am, not that I'm sick of it, but I feel like this is all I use. So if you guys have anything, I don't know, comparable or any suggestions, I'd like to try out a new concealer just for the sake of. I've heard really good things about the Makeup Forever Camouflage one, and I might look into getting one of the MAC ones again. I don't know, but if you have any suggestions, just leave them down below. To set that all in place, I used the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, and this is Dim Light. And I just took a fluffy powder brush and just packed it all onto the skin. I don't like to buff or sweep because I just feel like it'll take off all of the foundation I put on my face. And I find that it makes it look a little bit patchy or streaky, but if you gently pat the powder on the face, you're very fine. But again, this is just luminous skin in a powder. It doesn't look very highlightery or anything like that. It's just, you have to try it out for yourself. For cheeks, as a contour, I used my trusty Jouer Suntan bronzer. I find that this is the perfect bronzer for me, the shade. It's not too cool and it's not too warm. It lies somewhere in between, I don't know how, but I just contoured with it and brought it a little bit up onto the cheeks, just because with looks like this, again, the lips are the main focus. I want the cheeks to be real chiseled. I will dab on a little bit of color. I'm wearing blush today, but I like to use this sort of like a blush contour type thing. I don't know if I'm making sense to you at all. As for blush, I did use a little bit of the Hourglass blush in, what is it, Mood Exposure, and that's the one that's all the way here at the end. It's kind of like a plummy shade, so it ties in with the whole lip. I just really lightly pat it on, not the apples of my cheeks, but I like to bring it up slightly higher, and it's barely noticeable, but there's still a hint of color. I then primed my eyes with my Nars Pro Prime Smudge Proof shadow base. I always have to use this if I'm gonna use any type of eye product on my eyes, just because I have super oily eyelids. So use that. I then went in with another Burberry product, and this is Burberry's limited edition gold shadow palette, and this is in number 25 gold. And inside you get 1, 2, 3, 4 shades, both cool and warm shades. I used this one right here, which sort of reminds me of their eyeshadow in Pale Barley, It's very, very similar. But it's very cool since the lip color has cooler undertones. I didn't want to go with a warm eyeshadow color. So I just patted this on with a MAC 239 brush and then just blended it in. Blended it. That word just doesn't sound right to me, but I blended in with a Hakuhodo. I'm not sure what the number of the brush is, but it's one of their tapered blending brushes. After that, I curled my eyelashes with my Chanel eyelash curlers, and then I used a little bit of my Maybelline Full and Soft waterproof mascara, which is completely drying out, hence my clumpy eyelashes. But I realized it as I was applying it. It was giving me a hard time, so I have to buy another one, but this is just holy grail mascara. I love this stuff. And then filled in my brows with the Hourglass brow sculpting pencil. I've talked about it before. It's this pencil with a flat nib, and then it has a spoolie at the end. So lately what I've been doing, because I'm very sparse under here, as you can still see, I don't really like to fill it in too much, but I will literally draw a line, a really harsh line, and just keep brushing and brushing and brushing and brushing until there's barely anything there. And what that does is it kind of like disperses, you know, the waxy pencil, and fills in that whole gap area. And I do it on this side as well, on the front. Then last but not least, I am using Nars Velvet Matte Lip Pencil, and this is in, I don't know if it's Tran Blue or Train Blue. It's spelled as train, as in choo-choo train. But this, I don't have to wear a lip liner with it just because it is a pencil. I start filling in the bottom area, or like the middle part of my lips, and then I go around the lips and shape them accordingly, and then fill in the rest of the bits, and it doesn't budge, they don't move. I guess the only problem with it is if it's not really sharp, then you can't get a precise lip line, but I make it work. So that was it for this super simple, easy look. The majority of my looks are very simple. I think this would be great for like a holiday party, even if you wanted to swap out the darker color for maybe like a red, a good red. It would be the Sephora lip cream, or is it the cream lip stain in 01. This is my favorite red, hands down. It dries down to like this matte velvety finish. It doesn't budge, it doesn't feel drying. So if this is a little too dark for you, I suggest to try this. But other than that, there you go. Very simple, very easy. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.